to JKLIVE here at Citizen Television on this Eid Mubarak. We're speaking to the Secretary General of the Central Organization of Trade Unions, COTU, Francis Atwoli. Talking about everything from the doctor's strike to his relationship with both the president and the leader of the opposition. Now let's go to Western Kenya and Luya politics. SG.
Because you have mentioned Eid Mubarak.
Yes.
Recently I was in the Gulf. In the Gulf, I'm telling you, the Muslims are organized there. If you book in an hotel during Ramadan period, you better go there during Ramadan. They will not charge you for the evening iftar.
It's free.
Free and fantastic food. You see, I had to add about, I don't know how many kilos myself. Very sweet food, and so I wish all Muslims everywhere they are good and happy Eid Mubarak.
Thank you. Seems like you gained a little weight there.
Yeah, in the Gulf.
The food was good.
Go to Sana'a in Yemen. Go to Riyadh. Food.
Luya Nation, you are in trouble. You once promised to unite the Luya Nation. Look what's happening with Natembeya. Natembeya is lighting matches everywhere. He's burning down the house.
How?
Look at Wetangula.
How?
Come on.
How?
They're going after each other.
No, let me tell you, Jeff. I want you to understand. Luya is just like Kikuyus. We are second to you. We are 8.5 million people.
Yes.
8.5.
That's a lot.
And more importantly, we are democratic.
Meaning?
That we have choices. People can talk. People can say. You know, there are some other communities where people don't talk. So when you hear such like things, it does not mean the Luya Nation is burning. It's just a question of the leadership and those emerging leaders looking for space. Like in any society that is democratic, like in any society that is populous, like any society that has challenges, like any society that is there like that. We have a nation that has less than 3 million people. We have a nation like Seychelles with less than 100,000 people or 1,000 people. We have such nations. We have nations with fewer people than the population of the Luya people or the Kikuyu people, 8.5 million Luyas.
Yeah, but
so you expect those, you cannot, if somebody is coming from any corner of the Luya land, talking about what he's talking about, to say that the Luya nation is not cohesive, the Luya nation is not united, the Luya nation has no leadership. Always, Tom Mboya told us, there will be leaders. You might like that leader or you don't like him, but he's the leader who is in that particular position. The current leadership in Kwanza Kenya government of Luyas, those are Luya leaders. And they are free for criticism, they are free for questions, they are free to be challenged, they are free. And that is what is all about democracy. So when it's not a question of Natembeya, it's not a question of when
Natembeya goes after Wetangula, that's not...
You see, those... let him come up. We cannot say he should not come up. How many people even in the labor... Even those who are not our members on social media, they're talking about Atwoli, and they contribute nothing. They don't know how the union operates. How many of them? How many people... Natembeya says he has a big position as a governor. He's coming, he has all his experience, and he's talking his own rights as a leader. But also we weigh out. We say, and he's not talking that in vacuum, that there is no leadership now. There is a leader. Even Moses is a leader. And people talk about leaders. People don't talk about gods and what have you, or what will we eat over the weekend, or no show, people talk about leaders. People talk about leaders. That does not mean that a Luya nation or Luya people are divided.
So what you're saying is if they don't talk about you, you're not a leader?
Absolutely correct. And whoever wants to come from your area of leadership, if it is in the trade union movement, he will first of all blame Francis Atwoli. If it is a political line he wants to talk, he will have to correct the message. If there is any, or he will create what makes him popular that I'm not doing. But then also people will assess. Because all complaints, everywhere if you go, even if you go in Kikuyu land, where you are now, you find young people are saying, there is this young man from Muranga, Ndini Nyoro.
Yes.
Can he make it? There is debate. Yeah. Against people of my age.
Yes.
And we will resist also. We will not just say, did Nyoro come and take over our position? So those are things that happen in academic leadership. So you go to Ukambani, you will find people debating between Mutua and the Doyon Ukamba politics, Kalonzo Musyoka. People are debating. Go to any region, go at coast. And that is when the country or a nation or a community is live and looking at things. Okay. But we cannot say this is what is happening and this.
Yeah. Okay. What about Madividi saying he's going to fold up ANC to become a part of UD? But
I think he would have made a very right decision.
Huh?
To me, he would have made a very right decision.
Why?
He would have made a wonderful decision, because if you have a head of state ahead of you, he is the pillar and the light of your way, where you are going, because he has taken over the mantle of leadership. And if he says this is the way we can be strong to hang on with our government and make sure we are also cohesive and we talk in one voice, we move towards one direction, let's go this way. And you are loyal to him. What is loyalty? What does loyalty mean?
No, but okay.
What is Jeff?
I fold my party just for that?
What do you get from the party if it is not a party that can strengthen the existing party and the position where you are? What will that party help you with? You just hang on, this is my party. Like me, I was left in Kano alone.
Yeah. And you're still there?
Yeah, and I'm still there. What is Kano helping me now? Carrying a banner like this. I carried the light on even where my chairman is. Instead of moving along with other friends of mine to strengthen the existing parties,
right.
Because I said, I was close to Moi, I'm a life member of the ruling party, and when he used to go to Kabarak via my place in Nakuru, even if there are lorries going to Eldama Ravine, Kadu is up here. My wife says, Francis, that is not Moi, put down your heart. I've remained there with that slogan. What is helping me with? A party is a party that propels you to join others to be strong. And if you are loyal to your head of state and he says this is the way we want to go, you go.
How come Weta's not going that way?
No, I don't want to speak on behalf of Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula is a senior lawyer. He's a Speaker of our National Assembly. He's a leader. He's a respected leader in our community. He has maybe, and he has his own timeline. He has his own strategic plan, and he has time that when it is opportune, I will move here and that. I cannot talk on behalf of him. But what I'm telling you, what Musalia is doing, this is what those progressive leaders, not only in Western Kenya, but in the entire world, would like him to do.
And he's not campaigning for deputy president in 2027?
Well, how do you campaign? We have a deputy president, we have the president, we have ministers, we have a government. You are in the government. You want to go and campaign against yourself? You want Musalia to go and campaign against himself?
Maybe he's jostling for position.
No. Musalia is a very intelligent leader. When we appointed him to be, after research, to be our spokesperson in 2016, 31st of December, we didn't make a mistake, because he calculates his moves. Yeah. Because even when he was joining William Samoei Ruto, he had calculated his move. And they won election. We want somebody who can sit down, calculate, and see this is where we are going, and this is the way what we want to do, and this is how we can come out of this. And he does it. Yeah, it's not a question of push and do that and so on. His way of doing things can bring peace in this country during this time and after elections and after other governments, if he will be still alive. It's reliable. And he has also his advisors. He has asked and he has found out the way to bring my community together and to rally behind this government for the prospects, for the new prospects and future prospects of our Luhya nation, is to dissolve my party. We form a strong UDA party. Whether I get a position there or not, but I help my boss to make it easier for him to govern the country. I salute him. I salute him.
What happens with Oparanya? Is he busy campaigning for that ODM seat if Baba goes?
I don't want to speak on his behalf. He's also a seasoned leader. He has been a cabinet minister. He has done what he can. But I think he cannot be able to stand on Mudavadi's way if he's doing something he thinks is beneficial to the community. He's also a very intelligent person. So about the leadership of ODM, that is a different thing. They have their own constitution, they have whatever it takes, but he's also a remarkable leader.
But you see people already...
Oparanya, you can talk to him,
yes,
and you can have a rapport, and you can agree for the way forward as Luhya. So,
but you see people already jostling for that ODM position, you see that?
But let me tell you, as much as they jostle, the honor of the party is still around. They better wait until after he has assumed other responsibilities and so on. That is my thinking. That is my take.
You once said only 4 people can fill Uhuru Park.
Yeah.
You told me this
once. Which is true.
Uhuru Kenyatta?
I saw, absolutely.
William Ruto?
Yes.
Raila Odinga?
Yes.
And Francis Atwoli?
Absolutely.
4 people?
4.
And the rest?
But you are born here, Jeff. You have history, just as I have. You have assessment table where you assess us. And not only you. Like now, everybody is trying to assess us. And to assess us, to assess somebody, is on what he does, what he says, what he stands for, and how, in which position is he in the nation that can be able to bring a change or to propel others into leadership. Because there are people who are just quite like you, but very dangerous when they are planning to who should come here and who should be there, and you will never hear them. Strategists, political strategists, yeah, such as the one I told were in the camp of William Samuel Ruto. He had what we call political strategists.
And you people do
people like in the northeastern, go there. Find people like Duale. Ask if this Duale is the Minister of Defense. How many followers does this guy have? How does he control the region? You will find he's one or among he came another day, but I know Garissa. My mother's house in Garissa is opposite to Duale's house. Duale is an in-depth in that particular place. So somebody to have decided, let me go in for Duale. You know, he knew, he had done his calculation properly. Go to some other places where we have people whom we could not know. These people will be able to create a big change and a big difference in the areas of Kenya Kwanza support. And that is what that strategic, political strategic, logistic and strategic committee of William Samuel Ruto.
But don't forget the margin. The winning margin was only 200,000.
It doesn't matter. Even if they are 300. You have already lost, you have lost. You can repeat in counting, it comes the same thing. That is why they always try to have 50 plus 1. Because this will be 50-50. The one who has 1 on top of his 50, he leaves you with 49, this is the victor. It doesn't matter about the multitude of people. We were being pulled by people, in a crowd, people, everybody. But how do we monitor and focus these people are going to vote for us all? Are they listening to us? Some are looking into our way of living. Some are looking into our, some of us, we are aging very fast. Do we still have that memory we used to have 30, 40 years ago? Can these people bring any meaningful change? Can these people move from here to there? Can they conduct 5 to 6, 10 meetings a day? Can they, you see? Like, they look into such like things. Like, for example, I will tell you what. William can arrive today from abroad on a very tedious journey. And he conducts 3 meetings in this country the same day. Why? Because he's energetic. That age bracket gives him time to reach almost everybody at any time he wants, without complaining, sijakula, sijui nimechoka mgongo, sijui nipeleke kwa daktari.
Or massage.
Yeah, or massage. So people look into different type of leaders they want them to lead them.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a question. Like me, for example, I've been at the helm of the Central Organization of Trade Unions for some time. And I'm the long-serving ILO elected. My position is elective. I'm going for election on 10th of June again. The Africans have refused.
Come on.
I'm telling you. I wanted to linguish it to a Tanzanian. They said no. Even the Tanzanian himself said, we are not.
They want you again.
I'm telling you. And wait, it will be announced from there, not from here. There are some qualities those people whom you serve look into for. They just don't elect you because you are Jeff Koinange. Can you be able to protect their interests? Can you aspire those interests and turn them into meaningful activities they want? Leadership is about interests. It's not about age, it's not about what. So long as you lose focus on the interests of the people, to promote the interests of the people you are leading, then you become a moribund. Finished. And also, if you don't update yourself, like now in the world of work, people migrating from the old type of doing things to digital economy, e-commerce, or what we call platform economy. How are we embracing artificial intelligence?
AI.
And you know, artificial intelligence coupled with the plastic biology is a new technology that will eat into jobs. Where somebody anatengeneza mtu kama Jeff Koinange, he looks like you, everything anachipa anakuweka hapa, and you are programmed. Now you can respond to what I'm saying.
Atakuwa na nywele kama yangu.
Kabisa, tena ukimwona unasema huyu Jeff ametoka wapi? Unamwambia saa hii nataka ufanye hii, ufanye. I would be leaving the house at around 6 a.m. and I want a cup of tea on my table. Ameleta iko hapa, amemaliza, amepanga kila kitu, unakula. Huyu mtu hataki mshahara ulimnunua, huyu mtu aende hospitali, huyu mtu ana mambo ya terms and conditions of service, huyu mtu hawezi kwenda kwa mgomo. So these are the things now the world need to monitor to see how is artificial intelligence coupled with plastic biology, which will now be sort of an area of producing people that are artificial.
You will be cloning people.
Cloning people, no, cloning is better because cloning is scientifically and medically or done like that. But this is now higher than cloning.
Hey.
Yeah, because a cloned person anaweza kuwa cloned anazaliwa ama vitu kama hiyo. He looks like you. Maybe he can die because he's a clone.
Huyu ni plastic.
Plastic. So there are a lot of challenges which are coming in.
Yeah.
And people need to update themselves that if this happens, some of us, you know, if you sit down and you just sit like that, there are a lot of challenges. There's mechanization and technology eating into jobs. How do you confront it? There are young men and women coming out of our universities. And with all these scientific challenges, how to make sure they survive in the future? In which area of manufacturing we need to venture into? And in which area that will be able to attract both direct and indirect investment, spur economic growth in the country, so that we have higher circulation of currency and money. And I will tell you what, on I think it was on 24th of January, when our shilling was dipping down,
yes,
we commissioned the University of Nairobi, young people, to research whether it reflects the exact economic performance on the ground. And when I had a meeting on 24th of January, I told the general secretaries that our devaluation of our shilling is artificial. It does not match the huge investment in our informal economy, which drives formal economy in most of African countries.
Correct.
And I wrote to IMF and World Bank. I supplied all those documents to our treasurer and everything. But the treasurer also was alert because they had done a lot of things to make sure they stop this issue of our devaluation of our shilling. And now our shilling is strengthening.
Yeah.
When it is strengthening, what is happening? Our economy is improving. So there are a lot of things that you need to look into and understand. For example, we had a very good experience between 2007 and 2009 when we had global economic financial global economic and financial crisis. Yeah. Most of African countries were not hit when Obama was coming in as a president. Correct. And that is why I was appealing to our economists. Even before we got an assistance from our Nairobi University. Here at Nairobi University, we have specialists here, young men, to carry out a research and know whether this is really or it is not really. We had a lot of people all over the world suffered economically during those periods between 2007 and 2009. But Africa was not hit. No credit with overseas, no problems and so on. Because of our huge investment in Wakina Mama Kiondo. They carry a lot of huge money into the bank that are not monitored, forecast or checked or looked at by the World Bank and IMF. And that is what drives formal economy in most of the African countries.
Okay, let's go to the magic wall, HG. Lots of reactions from folks all over the place. Hey, I didn't know you knew artificial intelligence so much, huh? Hey. Sir Nixon Dugude says, Brother Atwoli, a parliamentary committee is considering reducing the mandatory retirement age from the current 60 years to 55 to give more young people opportunities to get jobs, though the SRC is of a different opinion. What's your take?
I will answer that. You want me to answer right now?
Yes.
Let me tell you. Moving from 55 years...
From 60 to 55.
To 60, it was not easy.
Oh.
It was a question of harmonizing issues related to social security within the region and internationally. And I myself, and Kimemi is still living, the former governor, the former senior civil servant in the Kibaki regime. He took me to Mudaura. And I had the whole day with Mzee Francis Mudaura explaining this. Told him retirement age in Uganda is 60, retirement age in Tanzania is 60, retirement age in the whole region is 60. The international retirement age in some countries goes up to 70. Now, somebody retiring early on portable social security system. You are working in Tanzania and so on, or you are working in Kenya, and then you are retiring at 55 and you want to go to Tanzania, you will not start working to clock 60 in order to qualify for what you are supposed to. You need to carry out your money at that particular retirement age. So let us harmonize so that we can have a one unified East. If you are under East African community,
right.
So that was not easy. They should not think that when you remove this from 5, and let me tell you, at 60 people are still young. Even them, when they say they want to retire at 60, 55 is when somebody starts now thinking how his children who are now almost finishing universities and some entering into the university will be taken care of. Some used to, from those 5 years to 60, a lot of letters in government offices, add me 2 years, give me 1 year, and so on. So that saved the situation.
Okay.
It's easier for the government, it's easier for any employer to monitor and make sure 60 is okay.
All right. Anthony says, ask him why he has not retired.
Yeah. That is a question I had answered here.
Yes.
If you see somebody, Anthony, you're asking like that, he's not related, he doesn't know how the trade unions work. Or any simple leadership of that in his local village, where we have those old men called Gikuyu Magutus, those old leaders, he doesn't understand how it works. This works, I told him, is a question of interests. Are you servicing the people who gave you that mandate? Because we seek, it is not me to retire. It is them to say, Francis, I wanted to retire 2011. They said no. I wanted to retire 2016. They said no. 2021, I said now you will decide.
And you're still here?
I'm still around.
Peace Yoba says, I have never heard him talk about the plight of teachers who are underpaid and stagnated in one job group for more than 7 years.
Let him understand, teachers in this country are fortunate. They have 2 strong unions. They have KUPPET and they have NAT. Other countries don't have such important and well-versed leadership in their teaching profession. He should consider himself lucky. Let him move to his union. If he belongs to KUPPET, let him go. He will get answer there. If he's from NAT, he will get his answer there.
Kambuge too says, it's been a while. Would love to hear your sentiments on the cry of not only doctors, but workers in general. Companies are downsizing and limited recruitment.
Let me tell you, globally, I didn't know this. Even in Europe recently, they were trying to see how they can save electricity through rationing. When Russia and Ukraine started war, people thought it would be a 6 months issue or 4 months issue. And most people didn't know, including some of us, that a lot of gas that energizes even nuclear energy comes from Russia and Ukraine. People didn't know the grain, what is used in farms, what is used in dairy industries, the food we eat here, chapatis and so on, they come from Ukraine or Russia.
The grain.
The grain.
Yeah.
So now with this war, looming war, there is no any part in the world that Russia, Ukraine war did not affect. And most of the companies were exporting their chemicals, what have you, and so on. And you know, if you are doing business, the utmost expectation that you expect is to make profit. When your company is making profit, it will hire more people. That is why, as a responsible trade union, we ask our members from wherever they are in various activities of their work, they must redouble their efforts to supplement on the efforts of the employer to make sure that they maximize profit and expand their business horizon. They will get good pay. They will improve their terms and conditions of service. They will put unions in a better position to bargain for them. But you know, a company on a downtrend going down here, you may not be able to survive. And then with this all these economic hardships that surround around most of the employers, they have got to go back on their drawings boards and see, are we still relevant? And with the competition everywhere in every area of business, you must always, before you start negotiating with your employer, put all those things into consideration. Because you want him to survive, have these members of yours in continuous employment, and then you tap them as your members of your trade union to protect their interests, to protect those bigger jobs, and to assist the employer to expand more. Also move faster. Where your employer cannot be able to reach to government for export licenses and what have you, get in and help your employer to get those strategic papers so as to remain in business.
Law Muri says, wish you can ask him about the salary increment they announced on the 1st of May because it never happened. Or if it happens, it's a very low percentage from the announced one. And our union leaders are in bed with our employers. Why announce and go? Nobody makes sure it's implemented.
Let me tell you, Jeff, what the president announces on Labor Day is not for members of the unions. That sets space for people who are employed in homes, people who have no unions, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. People who are in companies like Del Monte, people who are in big companies, people who are in unions, people who are our members are covered by CBA. Right now, unions are required to be in boardrooms, improving CBS to cover housing levy, to cover some places that taxes must have done that. This year alone in my union, I signed 44 CBS.
What?
For members. So these people who are talking, this expecting on 1st of May announcement, that does not affect a union member. Let them go and join unions. Become union members. They will be covered under collective bargaining agreement. And after every 2 years, they get increment.
Guaranteed.
They must know that. And this time I've said I don't want always to be asking for minimum wage, which does not affect my members. If I asked President Ruto or Kenya government, I would ask for general wage increase, which includes you and everybody. Yeah.
Magoma Kevin says, can I know the stand of Atwoli concerning the housing levy, please?
That one I had already explained. We are on the board and so on.
Yeah.
I think Magoma understood that.
And soon it will be Social Health Insurance Fund.
Absolutely. And I sit on the board.
As NSSF or as?
NHIF. This new SHA, Social Health Authority.
Wow. You're on that board?
I'm on that board.
And you approve the 2.75?
For?
Will be taxed 2.75%.
You know, that is how it's going to come up, and we'll look into it and see whether it is affordable or not. Those things must start first. It's not like what people are rushing to courts and the things have not been put in place, mechanism has not been put in place, and see how it will have to shape up. It might be good for them, because what might happen eventually, government also might look into the people incomes and wages and incomes of people who are salaried to match that. But if you are not being deducted something, who will talk about you? My friend.
Duncan Langoma says, happy to see you, Bwana Atwoli. Tell us who might overtake Baba's position according to your political experience. I guess take over.
You know what people might know or not know? That a leader is born a leader. With his character or characteristics of doing things, with his style of moving people, with his style of doing things differently. Even if today I left Kotu, I know there are leaders, we have prepared every leader and everybody. But don't expect them to do what Atwoli is doing. Because I have a different talent, I have a different calling, I have a different way of doing my things. For example, me, I don't do business. For example, me, I don't ask for government tenders. For example, I don't have any conflicting interest with any employer at all. I am 100% salaried person. And that has kept me off and moved me closer to workers. Because if today I went to a company and I said I want to supply this, the workers the following day, they will know this man is in business. And whom is he doing business with on our behalf? And I will be compromised. And the people are different. And somebody might come when you are told these are millions. If you sold this, or we give you a tender to put up a road from point A to point B, look for engineers, you will get this. And then when you get a lot of billions around you because of businesses, you forget your urge, your focus on leadership. So now, if Baba leaves now, we don't know who can take people to the streets. That one I can tell you for sure, because me, I can't take people to the streets. We don't know who can be able to say, I want to face this, and he faces it. I don't know who can say now, I'm ready to go to jail because of what I'm doing, and he does it. And he sings, who can do that? That is him. Yeah. So let me tell him that let us pray. But if we will have any responsible position, we will still be having an opposition leader to query things that affect an ordinary Kenyans and so on. But it will not be the same.
It will not be the same. Frederick Okango, he's the Secretary in Political Affairs of KANU, your party.
Yeah.
You must know him.
Yeah.
Says Atwoli is one of the betrayers that President Kenyatta talked about. He abandoned Azimio and went full yellow, where his bread is buttered. He abandoned the Kenyan workers. Listen to him, very evasive. No one takes him seriously anymore.
Tell this guy, tell this guy,
Okango.
Tell this guy Okango, he's fake. Because betrayal is different from facts. And betrayal, you cannot betray a person who is in a position or who is not in a position. And betrayal is not in politics. Because politics is not blue or white. All these people, he might not know. Those people who are in Azimio are in KANU. If he is new, he should be told like that. Did they betray Moi to come into KANU? Or when opposition started, people who are in Azimio, people who are in ODM, people who are in other, even Kenya Kwanza, they are all in KANU. People look into things as that particular time. What can we do? Where can we move? If I would have remained to ask him, when Kenyatta, if somebody was betraying Kenyatta, who was Kenyatta? Kenyatta was the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Right.
Who was supposed to manage his succession? It was him. If he's asked in the other way, who betrayed members of Azimio? What will he say? Now it's in the KANU. KANU is not organizing. KANU has no programs. Who is betraying our chairman when Okango Frederick is there? He's talking what he doesn't know. He need to come to me and I teach him politics.
Okango, you have heard. Nelson Kibb says, ask Papa Atwoli. He has been silent on Raila's bid to AU. I have not seen him talking about this, only today. Why?
We were the first people to issue a statement in support from Tomboya Noba College, Kisumu. Support Baba to take over chairmanship of the organization of the African Union.
Commission.
Why? The Commission of the African Union. Why? He's capable. He's known to other presidents, particularly when he was the prime minister. And some of these people, he was with them, the current leaders, including people like the Shikedi in the Congo. He was with them in the opposition Ado of Ghana. They are with him in the opposition. They know one another. He's the best suited to go there and get the support of the African leaders. And we gave support as an organization. Besides us, those people who gave the mama support are people from Kenya Kwanza. So if people need to be updating themselves with information, not on social media. People need to be, don't tell him that we were the first people.
Yeah.
It will not be good for only our government, for only our people, but for the continent of Africa.
There's one last tweet here. Wolves Empire says, kindly ask Mheshimiwa Atwoli who is his tailor and where he got that fabric for the outfit. It's smoking.
I will tell him this fabric, most of them get them from Nigeria. But this particular one was designed by my grandson, and he lives in the US, and he worked it from US, and he brought me several of these ones.
Hey.
After seeing what my tailor in Nigeria is called Mr. Okoli, is the one who works from me on this type of my...
And the shirts you wear?
Those
shirts, those linen shirts, those
ones are tailored from Geneva in a factory, and they have my initials here.
Hey, but do you say? You don't say?
I need not to say unless you have asked me like this. That's what happens. And it is not because I have money, it's because I'm working there. Yeah. I have 3 months in Geneva. And people don't know, like some people like questioning where is Atwoli or Atwoli or such like things. It is very well known in this country that the month of March, I'm in Geneva, in the ILO governing body. The month of June, I'm in Geneva at ILC. The month of November, I'm in Geneva. Because I'm one of the topmost leaders who regulate the world of work. And I'm an authority. I can tell you, Koinaka, even what is happening here in this country, I'm an authority in industrial relations practice in Africa. So if I pick a telephone and I call you, I want to advise you, and simply because you are a minister or you are a senior person in the government, you don't want to take my phone, I'm not coming to your office to look for the job. I'm not coming to your office to look for the job. Shine this on.
I was wondering when you were going to say that.
I'm authority.
Yeah.
So these 3 months, don't question where Atwoli is. Don't come up with any propaganda. I'm busy working. I've gone with this, my personal assistants in Geneva. Sometimes you come back to the hotel, there is no food because the meeting went on up to 11 p.m.
Wow.
Working for people. And people are asking, they think when we are there, we are just doing shopping and
enjoying, yeah.
No. We look into issues of violation of the International Labour Organization conventions, some ratification, domesticated by various countries, and which countries are naughty on workers' issues. We raise to protect the interests of working man and woman across the globe. And that is what Kenya expected me to do. Not to elect me and I stay at Solidarity Building. We must internationalize our demands, we must internationalize the protection of our members, and we must internationalize our position and take a stage in the international world.
Okay.
For example, I want to tell you, for a long time we have never had a way forward like this current ILO Director General. What he has come up with an initiative of global coalition for social justice. You see, to make sure this social justice, if we want to achieve it in the world of work, we must work with other players which are UN agencies. So that in if you go to UNEP everywhere, it's a tripartite arrangement. The worker is represented, employer is represented, and the government is represented. Because they are the three who propels the engine of any given economic perspectives of any country. If you want to achieve anything, don't say you can't talk to a worker. If you want to achieve anything, don't say you don't want to talk to government. If you want to achieve anything, don't say, you can't get to talk to employer. That is why some people, when they saw me going back to the office, they expected me to remain on the streets. I have an office for the government to protect workers. We work under through social tripartism, They want me to leave William alone, the Williams government or Kenya Kwanza government alone. They want me to leave our Employers Federation of Kenya employers alone. Then how will I be able to effectively negotiate for our members and protect their interests? So they don't want to mix politics with what we're doing, which is not attainable. Yeah, we must bring those people who are involved in the world of work together, move towards one direction for the benefit of the majority of those people who want to benefit out of their sweat.
Finally, SG, I have to ask you this. A lot of people have been asking, since your appendicitis operation you had, was it last year?
Last year.
How are you doing?
Very well. You see, I put on weight, and that's a very dangerous thing because it ruptured into my stomach on 16th of September. And I was in Nairobi hospital here for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Up 3rd of October is when I was discharged. By our own doctors here. And I went to theater twice. Appendix, when it erupts into your stomach, is very dangerous. Leave alone rumors you are hearing in the papers. There are some people who are there. They know if you put the name of Atwoli on your wall, be it on whatever, you will realize the support of 8,000, 7,000, or even if it is what people, you will get whatever you want, the number of people, and then you will grow up the support or whatever on your wall.
Yeah. But you're lucky you went to a private hospital. Imagine if it was a public one.
No, it's because I have an insurance.
I know
Workers have given me.
You were lucky.
Yeah, I know. But you see, even in public, Kenyatta has everything that is in Nairobi hospital. It's just a Kenyatta hospital. It's not a bad hospital. It's only a question of making sure that things are working, there are medicines there, doctors are there online, and so on.
And they're not striking.
And striking is prompted by a situation. Sometimes it's an unavoidable situation like the one we are in.
SG, always a pleasure to see you. Don't wait another 2 years to come back.
No, I will not wait for another 2 years to come. We will organize. There are a lot of things which are coming ahead. We need also to evaluate. I would say after 6 months, we need to look into how our government is performing and where we are going.
Good.
Where we think we can be criticized, we will criticize. If we can't criticize, we do like what I've done, to quietly write to the president and write to his office and his officers.
But you admit that you are, in a way, you're a chameleon. With Uhuru's government, you were right there. You're the best.
I've already told you, look, with the nature of my work, is in tripartism arrangement.
No, but you're like a chameleon.
Not a chameleon.
You change.
Agenda. Ask you what agenda do you have? What makes you do that? What happens? Like now the custodian of all our rules and regulations, including our laws, is the president. He has the government. He provides the Minister for Labor, of whom we engage. He takes care of the legislation that is that is binding to the social partners. He also participates as a worker to make sure that what these demands, if they went like this, both in private and public sector, will I be able to sustain? Are they sustainable? That is the work of the president. Before you get something out of his government, you must convince him. Will you convince him from the streets so that you are a hero? A hero who carries a lorry, a heavy load, that you will not be able to put it down and get the benefits of carrying that because you are a hero. Huh? Yeah, my friend. In a country that attained independence in 1963,
yes,
like Kenya, you don't know the rules, you don't know the laws, you don't know the route, and this is what we do in Geneva, to strengthen social partners, to strengthen the relationship between government employers and workers. That is part of our work. It's not when you are there bashing, saying, oh, Jeff, what would have I helped with? People talk there on things that they don't know. They have not gone to the government books. They don't read what is in the budget. They don't do this and that. Like people saying, oh, here we have been waiting for the roads and so on. You have an MP. Ask your MP, what is in the budget for us? How many people or how many Kenyans engage their MPs to know where their constituencies are reflected in the budget? And then you say, government hapana fanya kitu. Hii serikali ni bure. Hii Atwoli wanapiga tu kelele, hakuna kitu wanaleta. Utatoa kitu wapi? Niende ile maziwa ya mtoto wangu nibebe nikuletee kwako nyumbani. Ask your MP when they are not paid, when the budget was being worked on. Where is our slot?
Shenzi.
Yeah.
Shenzi.
Sana. People don't understand things and they want to put blames where the blames don't belong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they cannot be able to achieve, they say, we are on a traitor. We are meant to talk. Because they cannot do what I'm doing today. I can tell you, those people you hear on social media and so on, they are not members of a trade union. They don't pay taxes. They want people to protect them, their way of living. When we are telling every Kenyan, for us to see any changes, let us redouble our efforts in creating wealth for our own people. Let's come up with a decision the way the Asia came up, said we can't be a third world country. This is where we want to move. And our ministers should come with this and that in place. How many members of parliament and how many other Kenyans? Leadership is not only to trade unions, church leaders, Muslims, cooperative societies. These are all leaders. People need to come up with the suggestions, implementable suggestions, and put them across either through their members of parliament and so on. Look at the current parliament. How many members of parliament who are introducing new bills, bringing in motions? The way we used to listen to people like Joseph, the late Joseph Martin Shikuku, the people like George Anyona. We used to listen to them when they were in parliament. People who were there during those old days. People like Bildad Kagia when he was assistant minister for finance. Yeah. How many people can go to parliament? When he comes in, he's just an ordinary member of parliament, like James Karioka, and people stand up for him on what he's trying to pursue for the people. Most of these people, opportunists, are the people you see there saying Atwoli is doing nothing. I don't want to go to parliament. I don't want to be assistant minister. I don't want to be a minister. I don't want to be anything in the government. But I want to protect the interests, of the lowly interests of those people who appointed me. And they get results. We have now in our affiliate, all trained, everybody. Go to Mboya Labour College, Kisumu. You see the magnificent college that we have. And then you come here, you say, they don't know the traitor. Traitors are everywhere. When you do something, like for example now, somebody was saying these are the traitors who is saying. When he disagreed with William Samoei Ruto, did he call Ruto a traitor? These are political issues and dynamics. People change as per the situations, as per the interests at that particular time. And they make independent decision. Like me, I made independent decision after consultation with the working people, with our executive. And then you make a decision, and a leader must make a decision. Either you are a coder, betrayer, you are gold, what, but make a decision. Not to stand on the fence, I'm waiting Baba to make a statement, I'm waiting for him and so on. What type of a leader are you? What type of a leader are you, my friend?
Allah,
my friend. What type of a leader are you?
Francis Atwoli, folks, you cannot make this stuff up. It's good to see you, SG.
Very much.
All the very best.
I thank you.
Thank you. My goodness, what a show. It's close to midnight. You know we were waxing lyrical all evening long. Thanks to the Court Secretary General Francis Atwoli. What do you think? Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag Jeff Koinange Live, JKLIVE. You know, if it's Wednesday, it's all about those three letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Once again, Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the country, around the region, and around the world. God bless you all, and God bless Kenya.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, SG.
Thank you, brother.